So yesterday I have given one example which was expected to be solved at your end. So have you tried that? This was the example. You have sticked one fault at U. Is my screen visible?
Yes, ma'am.
So here U is having stuck at one fault. This is like this. This is stuck at one fault. So what is our job? Our job is to make it zero. But before that, what is the goal? What I told you the steps for sequential circuit fault detection. First of all, you have to cut it from here. You have to remove this. You need to make replicated copies of the same combination circuit, and your job primary job is to fix it to some value. Initially it is y is don't care, right? Now you have to fix it to some value. It might be 1 0 or whatever. In the previous case it was easy for us to guess, okay, 1 will be solving our purpose, so we targeted for that value to 1, c1 is equal to 1. But here it is difficult for us to target it to some value. So what we will be doing, we will be fixing it to some value, and then we will be making it forward. Or you can do the calculations in order to figure out what should be the goal for y. How you will be doing the calculations? So here you know these are the paths. First is this. Through this it can be propagated to this. Second path is this. Third one is this. So in all these cases, what is expected from y? That we need to find it out. Okay? So that the fault can be propagated easily. So u is stuck at 1. So when the fault is not there, you will be having 0. When fault is there, you will be having 1. So can I write it d dash?
Yes, ma'am.
So we'll be having d dash over here. Here you have d dash, right? Now we'll be choosing u and w in such a way that your d dash in form of d or d dash can be propagated at z. This is our target. So let us try to figure out the first path, which is this a b g h. Okay. So for this is OR gate. So what should be the value of u v so that d dash can be propagated forward? क्या होना चाहिए यहाँ पे? V should be
0.
non-controlling value for NOR gate, that is 0. So 0 plus d dash and whole dash of this, what you'll be getting? D. So here you'll be getting D. A is having D. Now what should be the value of Y in order to propagate this fault to the next line? It should be again non-controlling 0. So from here we got the target. Y must be 0. Yes or no?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. So if Y is 0, then we can propagate this fault through this, right? This fault will be propagated. So what it should be? This should be 1. C should be 1, the non-controlling value, so that the D can be propagated here in form of D dash. It will be at the output. So what should be here? It should be 0. Got it? We are targeting A, B, G, H path in order to propagate our fault. So in order to propagate this, we are targeting that path. So we came up with different values for each, right? So we found, okay, C has to be 1, the non-controlling value, E has to be 0, non-controlling value for OR gate, and then the D will be propagated at the output in form of D dash, right? This is what we got. Now we have to backtrack and we have to figure out whether V and W we are getting satisfactory or not. So our first primary goal is y is equal to 0. What we got here? Y is equal to 0. So first target is, this is the y1, right? Initially it is y0. So this is y1. So first target is to bring y1 is equal to 0. You understood this or not?
Yes, ma'am.
So what we'll be doing is, this is our t time frame. So t minus 1 time frame will be targeting, that has to be y1 is equal to 0. So if you want to bring y1 is equal to 0, this is expected to be 0. So it means either this has to be 0 or this has to be 0, right? This you don't know, it was the don't care, so you can't say that this is 0. So what you have to target, you have to target c is equal to 0. C can only be 0 when you are having w is equal to 0 and u is equal to 0. So what you are having, u is equal to 0 and w is equal to 0. Yes or no?
Ma'am,
Bolo.
ma'am, please repeat after E is equal to 0.
Yeah. Yes, yes, I will be repeating.
What did we do after E is equal to 0?
Wait a minute. Okay, let's come back to this. See, what we were trying is, I'm starting from the initial stage. Initially, the feedback system is not known to us. We don't know what was the internal value of the flip flop. So it means y is unknown to us. This is don't care, right? And when we tried to propagate it through this, we found that y has to be 0, right? So in t minus 1 time frame, what is our target? Our target is y is equal to 0, and this is your y now, because you have cut it from here. So this is your y0 and this is your y1. Next time frame is y1. Okay, so the first target is y is equal to 0. Y is equal to 0 means let us backtrack it. So if we are going to backtrack, y can only be 0 if either this is 0 or this is 0. Yes or no? Yeah. So this we don't know whether we can make it 0 or not, because we are not aware of the value of y, initial value of y. So we'll be targeting c is equal to 0 so that y can be 0. C is equal to 0 means let us backtrack it. This is expected to be 0, which is u, and this is also expected to be 0, which is w. So we concluded u is equal to 0 and w is equal to 0. Yes or no?
Yes, ma'am.
So this gives us y is equal to 0, right? Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So if this, we are having this condition, u is equal to 0 and w is equal to 0, y I am getting 0, right? So now let us do the calculations with y is equal to 0 and try to propagate it through the above mentioned path. So now in the t minus 1 time frame, we made y is equal to 0. So now in t time frame, y is equal to 0 is here, and we'll be getting another value of y here. And now our target is to propagate this fault through this to this to this. This is our goal now. So first of all, since this is the faulty line, faulty site, so what we'll be doing is u is equal to 0, because this was stuck at one fault. So in order to activate that fault, what we have to do, u is equal to 0. So the true value becomes 0, but the faulty value was stuck at 1. So I can write it d dash. Yes or no? Yeah, d dash लिख सकते हैं ना?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
Right.
ma'am.
So now once this is d dash, so what should be v? V has to be the non-controlling value. And what is the non-controlling for NOR gate? Sorry,
0.
yeah, 0. So you have to make v is equal to 0. These values were in t minus 1 time frame. These values. So now we are calculating t time frame. Okay. And if required, we'll be going to t plus 1 time frame as well. So here this is 0, it means this 0 and this 0 here is becoming 1, so here it becomes 1, right? Yes or no? यहाँ पे ये क्या बन जाता है? 1 बन जाता है. So irrespective of whatever you are getting from here, what you are having over here, यहाँ पर आपको 1 मिल रहा है. That is not good, right? Your fault is not getting propagate, right? Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
It means your theory of propagating the fault through A, B, G, H is not valid. So let's try the another path. Another path is which one? Another path is this one. You will be taking it from this to this and this to this to this. Okay. So
मैम
if you are
इसमें भी नहीं होगा.
या एक बार कैलकुलेट कर लेते हैं, देन वी विल, क्योंकि सभी को समझ में नहीं आ रहा है ना, right? So this is the D dash, and here W you have to put something. So W, if you are making 0, then only this fault is getting propagated. So W is equal to 0 means this is 0, and yeah, so this will get propagated through this. So what should be here? Here you are expected to have 1, right? You are expected to have 1. So in order to make it 1, what should be the value of this? 1 का 0. Okay, y, value of y is expected to be 1. So your target in the t minus 1 time frame now has to be y is equal to 1, right? Once you are having y is equal to 1, so y is equal to 1 के लिए आपको क्या करना पड़ेगा? This is 1. Any one of these is expected to be 1, so it is easy to make this 1. C is equal to 1 कब होगा? जब आपका w 1 होगा, then you will be having c is equal to 1. So W1 means you are having in t minus 1 time frame, W is equal to 1 means you are having y is equal to 1. And this was for y is equal to 0, right? So okay, we'll be doing y is equal to 1. After that, once y is equal to 1 here, यहाँ पर आपका y is equal to 1 आ चुका है. So here you are having d dash, and here if you have 1, so you will be having 0 over here. V is equal to 1 means 0 over here. So you are having finally 1 over here, which is the non-controlling value for AND gate, and your job is done. So now let's calculate W. W is expected to be 0. Okay, V is equal to 1 means here you can see over here, V is equal to 1 means you are going through this, right? And another thing is the fault is also propagating altogether towards this side. See, if this is 0, whatever fault you are having, that is propagated through this, and from here also you are getting the fault. So now you have to calculate. Probably now our job can be easier, and either of these paths will be able to propagate the fault at the output. तो चलिए अब कैलकुलेशन करते हैं y is equal to 1 के साथ में. एक बार इसको मिटा देती हूँ so that you can understand it in a easier way. So we did y is equal to 1 in the t minus 1 time frame while using w is equal to 1. So w is equal to 1 means you are having 1 over here, irrespective of anything, it is going 1. So w is equal to 1 is, मतलब यहाँ पर भी here also you need 1, right? So for here, if you need 1, it means both of these are expected to be 0, 0. Both of these are expected to be 0, 0. Then only you will be having y is equal to 1. सही है क्या? Yeah. Although this is the faulty line.
Ma'am, we wanted to propagate the fault through the path CGH. So how can we take the line C as equal to W equal to 1?
Mm, this is in t minus 1 time frame, because in t minus 1 time frame we need to set the value of y. This propagating the fault will be doing in t time frame, next time frame to the फीडबैक वैल्यूज. जब
Okay,
आपका
ma'am.
फीडबैक वाली वैल्यूज सेट हो जाएंगी, फर्स्ट टारगेट सीक्वेंशियल सर्किट्स में क्या बताया था You have to set the feedback path values to some predefined values जो आपका suitable रहेगा उसके हिसाब से set करना है. Next time frame में you have to achieve your target, and your target is to propagate the fault to the output line. Okay, so these calculations we are doing for t minus 1 time frame, and the fault propagation we are doing in t time frame and onwards. If we are not able to propagate that fault in one time frame, then we will be taking another time frame also for the same.
Okay,
Okay,
ma'am.
t plus 1 time frame, t plus 2 time frame, or whatever, right? Yeah, shall I proceed?
Yes, ma'am.
So y is equal to 1 is expected. First of all, we need y is equal to 1. So y is equal to 1 means what you have to do here, y is expected to be 1. यहाँ पर 1 आने के लिए क्या चाहिए? This is also expected to be 1 and this is also expected to be 1. It means w is equal to 1. That is one thing. And from here also, since this was don't care, so from here you should get it 1. You, if you want to get it 1, you and we both are expected to be 0 0, right? You and we both of these are expected to be 0 0. So although since the line u was faulty line, so it might be possible that you are having d dash that is propagated in terms of d over here, correct? Yeah. So now in the next time frame, once you have set y is equal to 1, your job is to propagate it. So in the previous case, we found that this line we are not able to propagate. So we'll be choosing either this path or this path. We have another two paths. So out of those two paths, we will be selecting. So now we are on t time frame because we set y is equal to 1. सो ये देखिए यहाँ पर y is equal to 1 आपके पास आ चुका है. सो इफ y is equal to 1, it means you are having 1 over here. So irrespective of what is the output of this, you are having 1 over here. If this is 1, you will be checking what should be the output of this. So the output of this should be in such a way that the fault is getting propagated. So you are putting 0 over here, faulty value is 1, means d dash. So this d dash should propagate through this and it should reach to this d dash, right? So in order to make it propagate, you should have w is equal to 0. Yes or no? Yeah. So if you are having this w is equal to 0, then this can propagate through this. Now what about this? This is expected to be 0. ये 0 कब होगा? What we are having here, this is d dash. ये ऊपर वाली लाइन क्या है? d dash है. You want to make it 0. इसको 0 आप as such नहीं बना सकते हैं. v is expected to be 0. It means ये यहाँ पर 1 होकर you are going to make it 1. So सब कुछ गलत हो जाएगा. So v is expected to be 1. v को आप 1 रखेंगे. So you will be having 0 over here and this d dash is getting propagated through this. So d and d dash क्या बन जाएगा आपका? d and d dash क्या बन जाएगा? यहाँ से ये d dash का d बन जाएगा बिकॉज नॉट लगा हुआ है. यहाँ पर d dash है तो दोनों 1 हो जाएंगे ना. 0 is fault and 1 is not fault. 1 is fault and 0 is not fault. So what you will be having, true value 1 आएगा आपका. That is also not applicable. Yes or no? Contradiction you are having. Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
See, we are getting d dash from this side and d dash from this. So this is not of d dash, right? Not of d dash is d and this is also d dash. So d plus d dash क्या बन गया आपका? 1 बन गया ना. 1 slash 1 is 1, right? True 1. So it means your fault is not getting detected. So now the only path which is remaining with you is the last but not least. It might be possible you can propagate the fault properly with that path. So that path is the last path, this one and then this one, EHZ. This is the path. So if you want to propagate it through this, what you have to do is your target is to bring it to 1 so that it can nullify the effect and non-controlling value can appear at H, right? G का target आपका क्या है? 1 लेकर आना है G को. right? So if G is expected to be 1, it means this is also 1, this is also 1, right? Backtrack करेंगे ना, G is 1 means both of these are expected to be 1. Since Y in T minus 1 time frame was 1, so it means irrespective of whatever we are getting from here, you are getting 1 here. You can get 1 if W is equal to 1. C will be equal to 1 if W is equal to 1. So this is also sorted. Since Y was 1, W you set 1, so you are getting 1 at G. So now let us check the another path. So D dash you are taking at U, and here it should be the non-controlling value. So you will put U is V is equal to 1 so that it can be 0 over here. So V is also expected to be 1 so that it can be 0 over here. So now you can propagate it easily. So this becomes D dash again over here. Here it was this. So finally you are getting D dash over here. आ गया समझ में? Yeah. Hello.
Yes, ma'am.
So what is your test sequence? Tell me the test sequence now.
001 011.
Correct. This is in T minus 1 time frame and this is in T time frame. And in two time frames, you are able to propagate the fault at the output line, right? Okay. So this is how you will be taking care of sequential circuit fault propagation for ATPC. Okay. So this is the same example.
एक्सक्यूज मी मैम.
हाँ बोलो.
मैम नेट पर मैंने पढ़ा था कि मतलब पहले फॉल्ट प्रोपगेट कराते हैं, उसके बाद जस्टिफिकेशन करते हैं उसकी. मतलब पहले T+1 में जाते हैं अगर फॉल्ट प्रोपगेट हो पा रहा है, उसके बाद T-1 में जाके फीडबैक के लिए काम करते हैं. मतलब सिक्वेंशियल में ऐसा पढ़ा था, तो ऐसा
हाँ
होता है क्या?
हमने एग्जैक्टली ऐसा ही किया है. हमने क्या किया है ये देखो. वी फाइंड इट आउट कि आपको क्या चाहिए. फॉर एग्जाम्पल इन प्रीवियस केस व्हेन वी वर ट्राइंग टू प्रोपोगेट इट थ्रू दिस, we came to know, okay, I need y is equal to 0. Then we went to t minus 1 time frame and set it y is equal to 0, right? In
यस मैम.
this case, what we found is we need y is equal to 1. So t minus 1 time frame में हम गए and we set y is equal to 1. And then we are coming to t time frame. क्योंकि हम t टाइम फ्रेम में इसकी वो वैल्यू मानकर इसको सॉल्व कर लेते हैं, फिर t माइनस 1 टाइम फ्रेम में जाते हैं and we'll be fixing that value. Okay, this is the previous sequence we need to give. Okay.
ओके मैम.
Okay. So do you have any other query so far? No? Shall I proceed?
मैम फॉल्ट
हाँ बोलो
प्रोपगेट
बोलो.
कराने
हेलो.
के लिए वाई
आपकी
निकाला.
आवाज नहीं आ रही है
हमने फॉल्ट
यक्षराज.
करने के लिए वाई निकाला उस पार. हेलो मैम.
Can you repeat it or type in the chat box because your voice is not clear to me.
मैम
Mic is off. Yakshraj.
हेलो. हेलो.
Yes. हाँ
अब आ
please
रही
speak.
मैम.
हाँ आवाज आ रही है बोलिए.
मैम तो पहले फॉल्ट प्रोपगेट करने के लिए देख लिया कि कौन से पाथ से कर रहे हैं, फिर उसके लिए वाई
हाँ
निकाला और फिर प्रीवियस टाइम फ्रेम में जाके वाई को फिक्स किया.
correct. This is the
मतलब प्रीवियस टाइम फ्रेम में जाके इनपुट को फिक्स किया.
हाँ. और अगर उसमें कॉन्फ्लिक्ट आ जाता है तो दूसरा पाथ जो है उसके अकॉर्डिंग जो रिक्वायरमेंट है विल बी सेटिंग y टू दैट वैल्यू इन t माइनस 1 टाइम फ्रेम, जैसे कि हमने दूसरे पाथ के लिए y इक्वल टू 1 सेट किया, राइट? यस और नो. प्रीवियसली y वाज 0. जो फर्स्ट पाथ था उसके लिए y वाज एक्सपेक्टेड टू बी 0 इस वाले पाथ के लिए, बट इन पाथ्स के लिए y वाज एक्सपेक्टेड टू बी 1, राइट? So this is what we have done. Okay, yeah, extras, understood? Shall I proceed now? Yes, everyone?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now, next one is the 9 value algorithm. So, 9 value algorithm is really very easy. It is going to make our life easier. So, uh, previously we have heard about 5 value algorithm, which was the D algorithm. डी एल्गोरिथम में क्या क्या होता था हमारे पास? जीरो, वन और
Don't care.
डोंट केयर और
D D dash.
correct, d dash. So in other words we can say zero can be written as zero zero means true value is zero, faulty is zero. One means true value is one and faulty is one. This is one. X don't care, we don't know what is it. D means true value is 1 and faulty value is 0. D dash means true is 0 and faulty is 1. Can I write it in this fashion? Correct? तो इसमें क्या करना होता था हमें? 5 वैल्यू एल्गोरिथम में, डी एल्गोरिथम में, whenever you are having logical and NAND और whatever, आप ट्रू वैल्यू को ट्रू के साथ एंडिंग करेंगे, और जो फॉल्टी वैल्यू है उसको फॉल्टी वैल्यू के साथ करेंगे, राइट? एंड यू विल बी गेटिंग योर रिजल्ट्स. For example, let us assume that this is the case. Let's say you are making this and this end. So 0 ended with 1 and 1 ended with 1. What you will be having? You will be having this 0 and this 1. So 0, 1, which is nothing but D dash. So this is how you will be performing the end operation. Likewise, और operation अगर आपको करनी है, 0 और 1 is 1, this or this is 1. So you will be having 1 slash 1, which is nothing but 1. So D dash plus 1 is 1 only. This is how we have calculated the 5 value algorithm or the D algorithm. Yes or no?
Yes,
Yeah.
ma'am.
Okay. So now next 9 value algorithm. Here instead of 5 value we will be having 9 values. So what are those 9 values? Let us understand. And we'll be performing the logical operations for those 9 values and figuring out how the logical operations are performed. Okay. So the 9 values apart from these are like this. These are the 9 values. First one is 0 0, which is 0 only. 1 1 means true value is 1 and fault is also 1. This is the way of representation. Bracket 0 0 means 0 is the true value and 0 is the with fault also, means the true 0 and true 1. You will be expecting this in this way. Then D, you were expressing in this way, that can be expressed in this way also. Okay, so 0 1 D D dash, then X, then 0x 1x x0 and x1. These four values are extra in this. डी एल्गोरिथम में जो 5 वैल्यूज थी उनके अलावा यू विल बी हैविंग 4 more values, G0 G1 F0 F1. Yes, understood? Shall we proceed?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so here you need to make a note. G0 and F0 means one value is 0, right? F means the faulty. F आपको याद रखना है, faulty वैल्यू आपका 0 या 1 है. F का मतलब क्या होता है? Fault, right? तो G और F को याद रखने का जो तरीका मैं यूज करती हूँ वो ये है कि इनमें देखो एक वैल्यू तो X है ही है, सब में है ना, वन वैल्यू इज X, राइट? So we just need to check out the another value. Another value is either 0 or 1. So if you can recognize the second value is the faulty value. So F0 means the faulty value is 0. F1 means the faulty value is 1. So F0 means X less 0. F1 means X less 1. So likewise, Z0 you can identify easily. because this is just opposite of f0, 0x, and g1 is 1x. या आ जाएगा समझ में? Shall I proceed?
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Okay. एग्जाम कब है आप लोगों के? एग्जाम, when are the final exams for this semester?
मैम 31 के बाद होने वाले थे।
31st के बाद? ज्यादा लंबा चला जाएगा मुझे लगता है। चलिए, लेट्स कम बैक। सो
मैम
यूजिंग
ऑनलाइन
लाइन,
होगा ऑफलाइन होगा?
क्या बोल रहे हो?
कॉलेज खुल पाएगा या फिर ऑनलाइन ही होगा?
I don't know. The scene is, day by day the things are deteriorating. We can see visible, I mean, exponential growth in Omicron virus. Nowadays, I came to know one more virus has been come. Apart from Omicron, a new variant of Corona has come. So we don't know. Of course, the peak has to come. At least 1 month is over, we can think, with the previous history. So let's see. I even also don't know. Okay. So 9 valued signals में क्या होता है? We have to propagate the assigned values. आपको assigned values को propagate करना है. Simply assigned values to propagate d or d dash, because these are the ones who are containing the faults. Okay, तो हमें इनको propagate करना है. One more thing here I need to clear. Actually, what is the need of these? तो इनकी जरूरत क्यों पड़ती है? इनकी जरूरत हमें इसलिए पड़ी है बिकॉज वी डोंट नो व्हाट इज द फीडबैक वैल्यू ऑफ द फ्लिप फ्लॉप. फ्लिप फ्लॉप की प्रीवियस वैल्यूज क्या थी उसके बारे में हमें नहीं पता. So because of that, it will be really very helpful for us if we are having 9 values. ठीक है, जो फीडबैक सिक्वेंशियल सर्किट में फीडबैक थ्रू द फ्लिप फ्लॉप्स था, उसका इनिशियल वैल्यू वी डोंट नो, विच इज द डोंट केयर. So to address that, G0, G1, F0, F1 is going to support us to solve to reach the fault to the output faster. Okay. So here also the main objective is to propagate D or D dash to the output. Assign values to provoke D or D dash at stack fault gate output. And then you will be doing the line justification, decision making line justification, as usual we have done in D algorithm. So these are the operations, logical operations. So the first one is the note operation. So note of 0 का note क्या होगा? 1 1 0 D D dash D dash D, and this is X will remain X, G0 will be G1, G1 will be G0, F will be F1, F1 will be F0. G0 का क्या था हमारा? G0 was 0x, right? 0x था ना. अब इसको नोट करो, इंडिविजुअल नोट करो. इसको नोट करेंगे तो 1 आ जाएगा, x का नोट x आएगा. इसको हम क्या लिखते हैं? G1. This was your G0. Likewise, F0 was what? X slash 0. इसका नोट करिए क्या आएगा? X. इसका नोट करेंगे क्या आएगा? 1. So that's what F0 note of it is F1 and F1 note of it is F0. Correct? Likewise, this is the end operation. So here all the 9 values and all the 9 values towards this side. So till here we have already done. यहाँ तक हमारा पहले से ही हो चुका है, D तक. Now we are moving towards the next one. So 0 ended with anything 0, 0 ended with anything 0, 1 ended with anything means anything will appear, 1 ended with anything means anything will appear. तो यहाँ तक हो गया सबका. अब ये बचता है D ended with D, you are getting D. D ended with D dash. D क्या था? This one. D dash क्या था? End कीजिए दोनों का. You'll be getting 0 0. So that's why you are getting 0 0 here. D ended with x. So D ended with x कीजिए आप. D क्या था? This one. X के साथ में end करना है. So what you are getting? x0. x0 को क्या लिखेंगे हम? f0. Right? So that's what you are getting, f0. And similarly, we can take anything else like g0 ended with f0. So g0 क्या था आपका? 0x. f0 क्या था हमारा? x0. So you are getting 0 0. So you can see this entry is 0 0. And so on. f1 के साथ में कीजिए. f1 में you are having 1 here. So you'll be getting 0x. 0x is nothing but g0. So that's what you are getting, g0 over here. Right? So this is the logical AND operation. Likewise, you can have logical OR operation and all. There is no need to cram all these things. You just need to know what are the 9 values and what is their true value and faulty value. That's it. And just do the logical operations, and whatever the result is, you put that result in the entries. That's it. So this is AND gate with output stuck at 0. Output is stuck at 0 and there is AND gate. 2 input AND gate है आपका. So इसके लिए आपको क्या चाहिएगा? It is the example somewhat like this: AND gate and you are having stuck at 0. So in the 9 value algorithm, what is needed? Output stuck at 0 है. What all is needed is this is expected to be 1, this is also expected to be 1. Both of these are 1 1 means you are trying to push output to 1 but actually it is 0. So you'll be having D over here. And it is 1x 1x. The thing x means this becomes g1, right? So if you are going to apply g1 g1 or 1 1 then also it is fine. ठीक है?
Yes, ma'am.
So likewise these are the other categories where you can just put the input sets and then you can get the output propagated, fault get propagated to the output. So here you can have multiple inputs, like 1 1 is also one set, g1 g1 is also one set in this case, as well. When the output is stuck at 1, your job is to push the output to 0. So you can push the output to 0 if any one of the input is 0. So make either this 0 or this 0. Means G0. At least one of these should be G0 so that you can push it to 0. Right? So what will be the output? You are pushing that to 0 but that faulty value is 1. So D dash is your output. So now the same example which we have done previously, the same example is done using this algorithm. तो ये हम कल पढ़ेंगे. अभी 10 मिनट का टाइम है, 10 मिनट में नहीं हो पाएगा. You can take a snapshot of this and try to solve at home using the 9 value algorithm. Tomorrow we will discuss this. If you have any query so far, you can ask.
मैम वो प्रेजेंटेशन के टॉपिक्स बताने थे आपको.
हाँ, वो मैं मेल करती हूँ आपको, क्लासरूम पे भेज दूंगी मैं. आई विल पुट इट ऑन द क्लासरूम. तो वो टॉपिक्स जो आपको बताए हैं, यू मस्ट बी नोइंग कि उनका थ्योरी में हाउ इट इज गोइंग, एक एक एग्जाम्पल हो गया, उस सब का आपको नोट्स बनाना है. एंड आई विल आस्क एनी वन टॉपिक फ्रॉम एनी वन टू बी प्रेजेंटेड ऑनलाइन. और जो प्रेजेंटेशन है वो 20 तारीख तक आई एम प्लानिंग कि 16 से 20 के बीच में हो जाए. और एक आपका असाइनमेंट 1 भी है, वो मैं आज आपको फ्लोट कर दूंगी. मुझे लगा मैंने फ्लोट कर दिया लेकिन वो मेरे पास ही सिस्टम में सेव है. सो आई विल बी फ्लोटिंग दैट ऑल्सो. ठीक है, वो छोटा ही है, ज़्यादा बड़ा नहीं है असाइनमेंट 1. Okay, anything else? Anything else? You have to prepare the notes. जब आपको explain करना है तो आप blank sheet ले लेना. You can take any मतलब आप ये करना word या ppt blank करके उसको pdf में सेव कर लेना, so that you can write on Microsoft Edge. जब भी आपको कुछ समझाना है तो उसमें लिख सकते हो. और इट्स अप टू यू, आप अपने नोट्स को स्नैपशॉट लीजिए एंड यू कैन प्रेजेंट दैट. दैट इज ऑल्सो नॉट एन इश्यू. प्रिपेयर द नोट्स, उनका स्नैपशॉट लेके जो भी टॉपिक आपको बताया जाए यू कैन जस्ट प्रेजेंट. ठीक है, क्योंकि आप पहले से नोट्स बना चुके हैं, सो इट इज अंडरस्टूड. सो आप उसको आराम से समझा पाएंगे. उसको पीडीएफ में कन्वर्ट कर लेंगे तो पेन भी चल पाएगा उसमें. इटेलिक्स वाला मैं आपको अभी भेज दूंगी, उसमें से जो सिलेबस आपका अपलोड कर रखा है उसमें से मैंने हटा रखे हैं. सो आई विल बी शेयरिंग दैट दोज टॉपिक्स. एनीथिंग एल्स? एनीथिंग एल्स?
मैम
हाँ बोलो.
एक बार वो सीक्वेंशियल सर्किट वाला क्वेश्चन की
सिक्वेंशियल सर्किट वाला क्या करना है?
उसकी टीचर ने मुझे कुछ पूछा है।
आप थोड़ा जोर से बोलिए, एक तो मुझे ऊंचा सुन रहा है, आई एम नॉट वेल. सो थोड़ा जोर से बोलिए और क्लियर बोलिए.
मैम एक बार वो सीक्वेंशियल सर्किट वाली टीचर बोल सकते हैं।
हाँ, दिस पीपीटी आई विल बी शेयरिंग, या तो आज या फिर कल लेक्चर के बाद आई विल बी शेयरिंग. ठीक है,
ओके
on Google Classroom I'll be sharing this PPT. ठीक है.
ओके
Anything
थैंक यू
else?
मैम।
Yeah, anything else? Okay, then prepare for the next class. It is about 10. Thank you so much. Thank you. Okay, see you. Bye. You also take care. COVID is spreading. Thank you. Bye bye.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.